Hello everyone, welcome back to a new episode of YouTube Play StarCraft. Today we have this command that we're going to be following, which in PvZ tells us to wall on top of our ramp with a gate and a core. Then we can wall on the low ground with a Stargate and some adepts, or a Stargate. Then we continue harassing with Stargate and adepts until it's not cost efficient for us anymore. So I guess we're just gonna send adepts absolutely everywhere and drive our opponent rather crazy. If we high ground wall, I don't actually believe we still need a scout. Probably should do it. This guy has 12 full before actually. So we'll scout for once in our life. Okay. While I am scouting, I'm gonna tab out real fast, see the rest of the plan. Stall on your opponent by making a late game army of Sky Toss units without air upgrades. Paradise spending excess minerals on ground upgrades. Charge lots immortals. Can build cannon battery at external base with the focus having a carry base army that can move around the map. Okay, so I guess we're gonna transition very quickly into air from the Oracle Adept harass. So I'm gonna open up with like a single Stargate. Yeah, okay, there we go. I messed up my hotkeys for a second. I'm gonna open up with a single Stargate, which sadly will have to be in the low ground wall. This is one of the reasons, by the way, why usually in pro games you don't see high ground walls against Zerg. It's for the simple reason that you need to make a wall, and if you don't wall with your first pylon, it means your tech will need to form the wall, and thus it will be very easy for your opponent to scout exactly what it is you're doing. Like and people say, well, you could just wall with a couple of gateways, but if I need to wall with 4 gateways, or well, 3 gateways, it means I have to go up to 4 gates before I can take a natural. Well, these days it's pretty standard to just start with only 2 gateways before taking a 3rd base. I said natural, but I meant 3rd base, of course. Now, we've been giving the order to open up with lots of adepts and oracle harass, so that's exactly what we're gonna be doing. We're gonna make sure that no links get into our main base. So yeah, any of the scouts gonna hide. So predictable, these guys. All these Zergs always do the same thing, just hiding. With their stupid Zerglings. But not against me, not today at least. Alright, Chief. I have a feeling he might just be link flooding me, eh? No, there's another queen on the way. At least something else on the way. Just gonna wall this out. One of these. Then we're gonna walk across the map with our our first 2 adepts. We leave this one in the wall as we continue building more and more oracles. We could go into 2 extra gases before we take a 3rd, but we could also just straight away take a 3rd base. Depends a bit what we feel like doing. I feel like doing some extra gases first.
Glory to the Daemon. Combat, let us begin.
Some mediocre harassment. We're gonna continue our air units. Let's see, almost manages to kill an oracle. Would have actually been pretty bad for us. Oracles are the backbone of this army, very expensive. Now, we weren't allowed to build any air upgrades. This is weird.
Give us your command.
It's not worth it for him, I think. And now we're gonna walk across the map. We do have our extra Stargate on the way as well. One more Oracle.
Glorious combat is upon us.
Managed to recall at least a couple of them. Okay, 5 get out. We forced out actually a pretty decent amount of links, I want to say. We haven't really done any damage yet though.
It is destined.
Okay, we've got 2 more oracles and then we'll be going into carrier. Carriers with upgrades really freaking suck though, so
The threads iron shall be reclaimed.
don't be surprised if we lose this here. That's actually one of the only good things about the whole carrier scenario. Also our harass hasn't really paid off at all, I have to admit. If this is not +1, I think we can fight it, yeah.
The stars
Oh, we lost quite some oracles there. Because the reason why upgrades are so good on carriers is because they have so many different attacks, right? I think it actually really sucks, whatever the hell this is doing. I'm not a fan of it at all. Alright. Just completely abandon the base on that. That's fair play. I also was allowed to fill up with immortals and other ground units. I'm gonna assume disruptor is also allowed. I don't see a way for me to win without disruptor, honestly. Not getting upgrades really sucks. But you know, I just follow your command. You guys tell me something that sucks, I'll play it to the best of my ability.
You seek guidance? It is death. Let us begin. Mineral field.
I harass with adapts.
Let your will be heard. Let glory to the day. I have met the end.
So I'm just turtling on 3 bases for now, because I know the moment I take a 4th, it's gonna get absolutely blasted.
Let us begin.
I don't even have energy for a tag anymore, which is really bad for me as well. Sending around 2 more adapts, just continue trying to do some kind of continuous adapt for us. Okay, we're gonna try taking a 4th base. Now I know this won't really work. Or at least let's say I'd just be very surprised if this works.
Najakar, now give us your command.
Carrier has arrived.
Combat. The glorious battle. None deter us.
Hey, come here. This guy was about 490 MMR, so maybe we will be able to do it. I'm not really a fan of the way he plays. He should have been way more aggressive if you're gonna play Lurker. You really need to do a push, because I mean, I'm getting so many carriers. I'm gonna send 2 more adepts around.
The firstborn shall persevere.
I can't believe
Consciousness awakened.
the no upgrade thing, honestly. I feel like without that, this kind of would have been playable. It would have just been a build, you know? Nice. I guess it's still gonna be fun. I forgot the GG. Rookie mistake. Yeah, so I mean, he just played this kind of poor, honestly. His upgrade sucked. He didn't have armor upgrades, which really helped me. This is why usually when you see carrier as Zerg, you play double Evo. So you can get a lot of armor upgrades, especially if you play a longer game style. He waited for a single Viper and Talons, I guess. And he did have Seismic Spines, which is the +2 range upgrade, but I don't know. He gave me so much time. How many works did I kill? I killed 33 workers, so I think my goal pretty much succeeded with the run-bys and that kind of stuff, no? I think 41 workers killed in the end. I think I did okay-ish. That, alright build. Alright build. Not too unhappy with it. +59 for me, -16 for this dude. And we continue with our quest to get maybe top 50 GM. If you know, it's my hands, your brain. Don't forget that. So if you have any suggestions for what you want me to play, don't forget to put it down in the comments below in the format of the comment that was earlier on the screen. One plan for each matchup. Write it out a little bit, 2-3 sentences, and really try to give it your best. This is something we're doing together, and of course we want to get as high as possible. At least I do. But all I can do is execute. I'm like a machine. Pretty bad machine, but a machine nonetheless. Wow, I think this was a 5.8k MMR Terran. I missed it as I was getting some water. No, I haven't actually checked the plan for the Terran, so let's hope the first pylon has to be in my own main base. PvT, open with a standard 1 gate expand. No wait, open with a standard 1 gate expand. Okay, that's a good start. Let me read the next sentence after I start my gateway. As I always say, a good preparation is, is the most important thing, no matter what you do. And you can see here how well prepared I truly am. 1 gate expand, tech to a Twilight Council upgrade of your choice. I remember this. Style on your opponent by transitioning into all 3 Twilight upgrades. Alright, that I can do. That I can do indeed. Like and he also suggests me playing double forge. I can figure it out. So we're just, I think he kinda, or well, what I'm getting here is that he kinda wants me to do very harass-based styles. This is interesting. An E-way block. I haven't played against this in a while. Now, the reason why this isn't as popular is pretty simple. It's because you're almost forced to play CC on high ground. Because I play core first. I should be able to get this with my Zealot before the Reaper arrives. If I wouldn't be able to do that, this build would be really good. But I should be able to do that. Right, guys? He started it really early. Maybe I won't be able to actually get it. That would disappoint me. Make this game a lot harder. Maybe I need to pull 3 probes if it's this far done already. Usually it's like semi-starting. I won't be able to get it. Okay, this is actually not that great for me. Unless I get this guy. Nah, okay, this is still fine. I'm not sure why this was such a big deal. If I'm playing 4 first, it's completely fine. There is now Twilight, he suggested. Or she.
Yes, Executor. Faith.
No, I wanted to kill you. Oh my god, I attacked the wrong guy 2-3 times. Okay, we follow up with a Stalker.
Yes, Executor.
Stupid SCV.
We serve with pride.
Ruining my plans.
Yes.
Virgie, you're dead. This went, honestly, relatively well for him.
Najakar. Where shall we
He does have a fast bunker, so I'm a little bit afraid for his stack timing. But
Yes, Executor.
this really wasn't half bad. Wasn't great, but not half bad either. I think I could have done a bit more with my adept salad. But I was too busy killing this stupid SCV. I should just straight shade to his base, not give a crap about the Reaper. Did I end up killing that Reaper? I can't remember. Yeah, I did. Right? Yeah, I definitely did. Okay, so we're gonna get Robo. Add two more gateways.
Higher. Let your will be heard.
Okay,
Where shall we march?
that's a mule and an SCV.
Will be heard. Eradication.
And another SCV. My work here is done. We're moving back where we came from. Stalker and the Zealot just for the escort. No real use. Now, after Blink, we're gonna get Adept Speed, so this might be slightly different than you guys are used to see from a Blink opener. Most of the time you do see people going into charge, but there's also some cool stuff you can do with Adepts. I used to play this for quite a while actually. Which it's a tricky style because you're basically planning to force your opponent to stay back for a very long time. Oh yeah, okay. I was gonna say we should have definitely unburrowed that. Oh my god, come on, I'm an idiot. But a friendly idiot. That also counts for something. I think he saw me. No, he didn't see me. Very curious to see what he's gonna be doing, honestly. Thanks. This game might be a little bit hard. If I look at it, we have slightly too many probes, like our gateways are a little late. I kind of assumed he was gonna play a little bit differently. I mean, we have a good count of gateways now, but it feels it's a little late. Keep flying, and we can get a starport here, or a starport and immortal. Why do I say these weird things? That makes no sense. Yeah. And this is where it really starts. So the moment he moves out, our plan is to shade him with adepts. Ideally, we'd have +1 done as well. We don't seem to have it done whatsoever, so we're just gonna be going in with glaives instead. And then we move on the map a little bit, and you know we'll try to force field, delay his push out. And as he's rallying across the map, this might actually be kind of good for us. So we're gonna be on top of this ramp initially. We get charge after this, yes, that also is part of the plan. Well, this go into the main base. Like I said, oh. He also doing some harassment, but we killed basically every single SCV in the natural at this point. This drop has been annoying the crap out of me. Not that he's not going back, it can only mean that he's pushing, right? So this can actually be a little bit difficult though. But he doesn't have combat shield, which means my adepts 2 shots his marines. If he had combat shield in this fight, I think it could have been a lot harder, but Plus. It wasn't meant to be for him. Don't even need to look at the fight anymore. I know already. So I can do more important things like take a third base. Impressive race, mate. Mate! I was gonna let you off the hook, but now we're gonna have a look. Now we're gonna have a look, aren't we? What was your build order? Alright. Oh. Okay. So we open... His opening was okay, right? He finishes this. It cost him some money because he sends SCV early. His factory starts about 20-25 seconds late. Maybe even a bit more. 30 seconds late. So all of his tech is very delayed, right? Usually first starport unit finishes at 4. Now his starport finished there. Every starport unit is 30 seconds except Lip. So yeah, he's about 27. No, I can't do that. 33, 27. A certain number. He's like 27. 27 seconds late. Yeah, that's correct. Then he loses too many workers, even though he has 7 marines, and he loses a mule for free. He doesn't kill anything for it. This did some damage, which was annoying, but he made some big mistakes. You should never, ever get... what was I gonna say? Right, you should get way faster barracks is what I wanted to say. I'm not sure why his barracks are so late. I absolutely hate the Cyclone as well, but that's because he had no information, which is also kind of his mistake. But his build just is really bad because his barracks are so late. So his push, even though it's playing 3x, is really late. If you're gonna play like this, you should have played triple CC. Look at his worker count. He doesn't produce workers at all. Look, floating 500-600 minerals at a time. He hasn't produced a worker in a minute. I can't believe this guy's gonna complain about my race when he plays this poor. This pisses me off. Like, you didn't deserve to win at all. He thought, oh, I blocked his natural for a bit. My natural is faster. Yeah, but I've been outmining him for the entirety of the game. Absolute clown. What the hell? His drop did way too much though, but it doesn't matter because I have so many workers, and this guy's push is so late because he doesn't have barracks, and he plays with single tech lab, which makes absolutely 0 sense. He's gonna have his combat shield at like 8 minutes. He's gonna hit later than people do when playing triple CC. And he's playing two command center. I have no clue how he managed to do this. Like, he pushes me at 750 and his combat shield is just starts. 730 his combat shield starts. If I play another build and my early game is slightly tighter, I can have like 140 supply with 3 Colossi at this point. He doesn't even have combat shield. I can't believe people like this complain about races. It's so pathetic. But let's keep positive spirit. We won another game, so we're 2-0 today in the plans. And we have only a PvP left. Open with 2 gates and a Stargate at home. Tech the double Stargate if also facing Stargate. Otherwise transition to Twilight Council upgrades. Style on your opponent by prioritizing expansions and maintaining an economic advantage over upgrades. Roam the map and harass with a superior unit count. Alright, let's get to it, boys. Hopefully we get a PvP. Otherwise we can always do this plan a couple more times. We got Mr. Rotap, another Zerg. Now, we know what the game is gonna be here. What the name of the game is going to be. It's going to be many adapters. Some oracles. And Stargates. Carriers, without upgrades. I think I'm gonna be slightly more aggressive with my initial 2 adapts. Last game it might have been hard though, because he was trying so hard to run by. So we're gonna need a little more control on the map with our probe this time. I really dislike not walling on the low ground. I think it sucks, but you know, you guys do you. Pick whatever it is you want. I think the nice part about this is that I really get to explain exactly why a lot of things that we don't see at the pro level, why we don't see them at the pro level. So when you guys make a suggestion, I can show you guys, hey, like, the reason why walling on the high ground is good is, or on the low ground is good, because you can hide your tech more easily in your main base, especially with Stargate. Your opponent, it's harder to scout what kind of units are coming out of your Stargate. You don't need as many structures to wall that that saves money, right? Because the faster you can get your third base, the better it is. It also is easier against link floods. You just have more money to spare for either rewalling or building batteries or that kind of good jazz. No, no! Oh, I'm so used to building my second pylon behind my next row, or somewhere around that I forgot I needed to wall. Okay, well. Now this game is gonna be slightly tougher. The habit is too strong. The habits are too strong. Oh crap. It's okay. So, a funny thing that might happen here is that we could bait a link flood. And the best part about baiting a link flood is that we'd probably die against it. So we're gonna pretend like we're baiting a link flood. You get me? So, this happens a lot of the time in professional play as well, where Zerg players, they'll see a wall and think, oh, that wall's garbage. And then they won't link flood because they don't believe that the Protoss player would make such a bad wall on purpose. Not on purpose, you know, like why would they make a wall like this unless it's intended to bait a link flood? Then they'll do it. Zest did this a couple of times at Katowice on Zen. If you look at his walls there, like this is, well, no offense to the bronzies, but absolute bronze level walling. And no one link flooded him except for Rogue, I think. Did Rogue link flood him? And I'm pretty sure Rogue just beat him with a link flood or something like that. But I can't remember exactly if it was with a link flood that Rogue won on Zen. Just the wall that he did on Zen was absolutely awful. And right now there's actually a really cool wall on Zen. So this is a good start. I always say if I get 3 workers and a drone pool, I'm happy. Or if I get 4 workers and no drone pool, I'm happy as well. And I got 4 workers and a drone pool. This is a dream. Hello, darkness, my old friend. I've come to talk with you again.
The firstborn shall persevere.
We meet your fate.
Creeping. La la la.
Dimensional strength. You seek God.
It still remains. Okay, we're gonna try to kill some workers. There's a really cool spot on this map. It's this spot where you can attack 2 bases from the same point, basically. And there's not much Zerg can do about it. What the hell is he doing? Don't you think I didn't see that, Chief?
The firstborn shall glorious combat.
What are these buildings actually? It can only be either Roadrunner and Evo or Bane and Evo. Bane and Nest and Evo. This, I think it's too early for that.
Give us your command. Where shall we walk?
Dimensional strings attuned. I see that. Let us an omen. Nas is tied. You seek God. Our window is short. Help and air. The threat and air. The enemy has discovered us. An omen. Extrapolating dimensional strings attuned.
Yes. Naja, where shall we walk?
Let us begin.
I have met the enemy.
Our you see, our let us begin.
Give us your command.
You require more Vespene gas.
Lots of good rotations here by me so far.
An The threat and LD lost. Dimensional strings attuned. Laws of time. Our fates.
Those were a little bit less smooth. So we have a very good worker count.
How can I aid you?
Glory to the day.
Extrapolating. How can I aid you? Our window is short. Let us begin. An omen. An error. How can I aid you?
Ah, we lost one of them.
The threat. Our window is short.
Base is under attack.
I also kind of forgot last game to follow the plan. So we did the unit that he wanted, but he also wanted us to start moving on the map with our what do you call them? With our dudes. With our carriers. So that's definitely something we're gonna do. We're gonna recall these two bad boys when we get all 5 together. We're gonna get a mothership in case we need to recall anything.
Mineral field depleted. We are ready. Victory
An error.
We
An omen.
glory to the day.
Your warriors have engaged the enemy.
He has a lot of queens, but I also have a lot of oracles, yeah, which I definitely could be using at this point. Oh no. I don't have recall right now available, I just realized. This is, I guess, kind of why you don't do that. We'll get some void rays as well. And we'll keep moving along the map. But the thing I'm most worried about really is him just kind of going to my carriers and killing them.
Yes, Executor. Let your where shall we march?
The enemy has discovered us.
Mineral field depleted.
We serve.
Oh crap. Uh-oh. This might actually be good for me. Him fighting into batteries, cannons, that kind of garbage. I mean, he'll kill a mothership most likely in the end, but he lost an absolute crap ton of corruptors here, which gives me a little bit more freedom. And I can just rebuild my mothership, I don't care about that. I can rebuild this base as well. I can do what I want, man. I have loads of money. So yeah, I don't think the adepts have been very cost efficient anymore, honestly, but we're just gonna try a bit in smaller groups. Sometimes the bigger groups do about as much as smaller groups, because you can just target down a couple of drones. Yeah, I'm not a fan of this no upgrade thing. I think with upgrades this would be pretty cool. Like we could fly around. Now it's gonna be slightly harder, I think. I have another plan that I really want to try, because I can't really do the flying around without getting caught by his corruptor count. So what I'm gonna do instead is I'm gonna use one big group of carrier with my mothership on the one side, and I'm gonna use like a squad of void rays with flux veins on the other, like, so two sides are getting attacked at the same time. And then I recall towards my mothership with the Void Rays into the main. Like here or something. I think that would be sick. So he has 2 of these. Or I have 2 of these. Uh-oh. What's his upgrades? +1 armor? In that case he can suck it, I think. Oh, he's dropping him in. Oh. Let's put in more cannons here, maybe. We don't have a recall yet. We need a little more money. Or a little more money, a little more energy. No, the energy will come eventually. I mean, that's not really the issue. The real problem is going to get to the top unseen.
Unacceptable command. We are at maximum supply.
Maybe we don't need to go unseen. Oh, that's okay, we have plenty of things now.
We await.
We need to be wait a little bit. So we're gonna move back into the safety of our base. Where there is a cannon. I still have no upgrades, which is painful. Can I go back here? No, I can't.
We are at maximum supply.
I'm here. I was after all.
Okay. Yeah, he's looking for my Void Rays.
Director.
Meanwhile, on the other side of the map. You know. What are you gonna do now, my chief? Okay, 2 attacks. Oh, it's a base trade? I think I might win that. I have a lot of money, my friend. I have a lot of buildings that I could build. Sucky thing is that I don't have any upgrades. If only I had upgrades. This would be the easiest win of my life. Honestly, not completely unfair.
System
I think we might be winning in the base trade scenario. Yeah, we definitely won this. Pretty easy. So even though this wasn't the, the best words of advice I have gotten in my YouTube series, it was, I think, good enough at least. Like we played semi-normal builds here. We had some weird restrictions. But I mean, we've done well, I think. You don't really need to be great at this game to be able to win. Like my early game harass was pretty basic. I did have 2 or 3 controllers with different Oracle spots in it. Maybe it wasn't so basic, but I mean, it wasn't super difficult either. How many workers did we kill in the first 7 minutes or so? I think we killed a lot. Only 11? Oh, this was the first 6. Felt like I did so much damage. Okay, yeah. I killed 27 workers in the early game. Yeah, we were very far ahead. 35. The first 7 minutes we killed 36 workers. That's real nice. Alright. If you did like this video, feel free to subscribe to this channel. I also leave a link down to my second channel down below where I post a video every single day as well. Leave a comment down below. Slap the like button. That helps me a lot. And I'll see all of you in my next video where I will be roading to rank 1, I think. Most definitely I will be roading to rank 1. So see you boys in that video. Until next time. Bye bye.